The Pixel 10 Pro Fold can't possibly compete with a thinner and lighter Galaxy Z Fold 7, right? I've been testing Google's new foldable, and to my surprise, it actually gives Samsung a real run for its money. In my Pixel 10 Pro Fold review, I'm looking past the hype and breaking down the real reasons to buy it over the Z Fold 7 or skip it altogether. If you're shopping for the best foldable phone right now, this is definitely the showdown you'll want to see. Right out of the gate, the Pixel 10 Pro Fold scores a big win with a lower price. It starts at $1799 for 256 gigs of storage, compared to a somewhat ridiculous $2,000 for the Galaxy Z Fold 7. And here's the kicker, you can upgrade the Pixel to 512 gigs and still pay less than Samsung's 256 gig option. When you're dropping this kind of money on a phone, $200 might not seem like a massive difference, but when you start pricing out the configurations, that lower starting point matters. Now, let's talk about design. The Pixel 10 Pro Fold is clearly chunkier than the Galaxy Z Fold 7, but there's still a definite advantage to this design. The new gearless hinge has an IP68 rating for water and dust resistance. That's a first for any foldable phone. Meanwhile, the Galaxy Z Fold 7 is rated IP48, so small particles of dust can get in there and cause damage. So yeah, you won't see me taking that phone to the beach. While we're getting close-ups, this light green jade color is really nice, but I personally prefer the slate blue moonstone option. It's just a little more professional looking. Samsung's blue shadow, though, wins for wow factor in my book. For surfing the web, streaming Netflix, and running two apps side by side, you want it to be as vibrant as possible, and the Pixel 10 Pro Fold outshines the Galaxy Z Fold 7, literally. It exceeded 2,500 nits brightness in our testing compared to Samsung, and the front 6.4-inch screen is brighter too. Samsung's is 6.5 inches and it's technically bigger, but I actually prefer the Pixel display. It's wider, which makes typing feel so much more natural. The only thing I don't like about the Pixel 10 Pro Fold's display is that the crease is more prominent than on the Samsung. It's a deeper groove that you can feel and see. So, how about battery life? That's another win for Google. The Pixel 10 Pro Fold packs a 5,015 mAh battery compared to 4,400 mAh on the Z Fold 7. And in the Tom's Guide 5G battery test, the Pixel lasted 12 hours and 16 minutes. Samsung tapped out after 10 hours and 44 minutes. And as for charging, only the Pixel has magnets for Qi 2 wireless charging. That means it works seamlessly with Google's Pixel Snap stand. With the Z Fold 7, you need a whole extra case just for Qi 2, which kind of defeats the point, right? But let me know in the comments if that's the kind of thing that even matters to you. Now, the Pixel 10 Pro's Fold camera performance genuinely surprised me. On paper, the Z Fold 7's 200 megapixel camera should crush the Pixel's 48 megapixel lens. But in reality, I ended up preferring a lot of Google shots. Portraits came out crisper and brighter, though I'll give Samsung credit for a better bokeh here. In low light, the Pixel delivered sharper Halloween shots and brighter flowers outdoors. And zoom, well, this one isn't even close. The Pixel 10 Pro Fold has a 5x optical zoom versus 3x for the Samsung. And at 10x, Google's photos pulled way more detail, although you do get a longer 30x digital zoom for the Samsung versus 20x for the Pixel. The Z Fold 7 only really pulled ahead with macro shots. If you want to see more side-by-side camera comparisons, including video footage, I dropped the full written review in the description. Definitely check that out. One last advantage I think the 10 Pro Fold has over the Z Fold 7 comes down to AI. The Pixel 10 Pro Fold has so many AI features. Some of it feels like overkill, but features like Auto Best Take for group photos and Magic Queue for surfacing info from your calendar mid-call are genuinely useful. Samsung AI also does have a lot of Gemini experiences throughout, but naturally the best and newest intelligent features are reserved for Google's own hardware. But arguably the most important feature, instant access to Gemini Live, is not exclusive to the 10 Pro Fold, just to make that clear. Fancy AI tricks only get you so far. When it comes to actually living with a foldable every day, the story changes, and if you ask me which foldable phone I'd want to carry around each day, it would be the Galaxy Z Fold 7, hands down. The Pixel 10 Pro Fold measures 5.2 millimeters thick when open, and 10.8 millimeters when closed, compared to 4.2 and 8.9 for the Z Fold 7. You can see that it's a pretty significant difference. And the Pixel weighs 9.1 ounces compared to just 7.6 ounces for the Z Fold 7. So for me, the Pixel 10 Pro Fold is a back pocket phone, and the Samsung is slim enough for the front. And you really notice the difference when you're holding these foldables for a long time, such as when you're playing games. Speaking of games, the Pixel 10 Pro Fold's Tensor G5 chip just doesn't stack up to the Snapdragon 8 Elite inside the Samsung. Playing Destiny Rising, I'm seeing gorgeous graphics and mostly smooth gameplay, but I noticed some dropped frames in heavy action scenes. Lab results back this up. The Pixel 10 Pro Fold trails the Galaxy Z Fold 7 by 1,500 points in one 3D Mark test, and it couldn't even run other graphic tests that the Galaxy Z Fold 7 can. And in video transcoding, Samsung finished in 52 seconds, while the Pixel took over 2 minutes on our test. That's a huge gap if performance matters to you, and if you're looking for more in-depth benchmarking, check out that link in the description I mentioned earlier. Now this one is hardly a deal breaker, but I do think it's worth pointing out that the Pixel 10 Pro Fold is limited to running 2 apps side by side. The Galaxy Z Fold 7 can run 3 apps at once, so that gives you a bit more flexibility. At least it's easy to create app pairs on the Pixel and drag and drop content between windows. Overall, I ended up liking the Pixel 10 Pro Fold more than I expected. If I could mash the two together, my dream foldable phone would have all of the Google strengths: dustproof design, brighter displays, bigger battery, packed into Samsung's thin and light hardware. But we don't live in that world quite yet, so we gotta choose. For $200 less, the Pixel 10 Pro Fold is seriously compelling. But as my daily driver, I'd still go with the Galaxy Z Fold 7. It just feels more like a regular phone and not a foldable, and that matters. So what about you? Would you pick the Pixel 10 Pro Fold or the Galaxy Z Fold 7 as your everyday foldable? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I really want to hear what you think, and don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and check out the full Tom's Guide review in the description for more photos, benchmarks, and comparisons. For Tom's Guide, this is Mark Spoonhour.